In this specific video, we are going into the avian starseeds. I will discuss all kinds of avian starseeds, as many as I know, as many as I'm aware of. Blue avians, that there are galactic center avians, and this is actually the soul collective that I come from. We have like almost like a crystal avian consciousness, but there's also like different sort of variety of the avian being that is in my personal soul collective. Then there are purple avians that live in Lyra. And like I said, blue avians that live in different dimensions. Now, as much as I'm aware, they kind of live everywhere. So there isn't really a specific place where any kind of avians really live, but there are certain types that come from different places. And I had blue avian energy as well. That's when I was traveling from like this planet that is very close to the galactic center and then also into Andromeda. There's a lot of different avian energies that are present in the universe. But the main thing to know about these beings, they come from these very high vibrations and they are very light in their energy. So how this can first of all show up in a human is that they can be kind of lighthearted, you know. They can be kind of funny beings, kind of chirpy and quite positive actually, usually. But because of this, you know, they come from these very high dimensions and then they come down here on Earth where we have to deal with all kinds of human things and all kinds of planetary things. We have to deal with this matrix and all of that stuff. So therefore it can be kind of hard on them and they might spend quite a lot of their young years in this type of painful experience. And that does not make it right by any means, by the way. I just wanted to clarify that. It's not a justification. But it can be kind of hard to, you know, adjust to these realms. They do eventually learn how to transform these situations and how to transform the energies and how to come back to that higher vibration. Because of this, they are very, very powerful magicians and healers and alchemists because they do this almost on an automatic sort of level. And at some point, you know, at some point that process does come a lot more automatic and a lot more quick. So they can advance very quickly also when they make sure that their human system is in good condition. Because what can often happen with us is that we can feel a little bit disconnected to this human vessel because it's so different, the bird, you know, we're meant to be flying like so yeah, it's kind of, you know, it's yeah, it can be kind of challenging sometimes to deal with the vessel, but it can also be a whole lot easier for us to be super connected to our spiritual realms and to be super connected to our higher levels, so like our multidimensional self and our oversoul and stuff like that, and that can be a whole lot more comfortable. But I would say like a challenge with this could be kind of that escapism where we don't really embody things properly, or maybe we even embody the wrong things, you know. We're not like so aware always about that. Usually I would say avians come with like a really good self-awareness and really good ability to be present. But if that's distracted or distorted in some kind of a way, then that can make us very scattered, and then that can make us very airy, and kind of that where we are more in our aura rather than, you know, being present in the hara and being present in the body, you know, in a positive way, of course. Because of course there's also harmful ways that we can be in our bodies, right? As avians we can understand this very well, like we have the track record to show how that can be used in so many different ways. Another way that we come into this world, the way we kind of land here on this planet, is we come with this ability to observe and just see very deeply, see beyond the veils. Whatever veils we are talking about, okay? So it might be really hard to keep secrets from the avians. This kind of calm. You know what I've often found is people seem to find it really easy to open up to me. And this is also one of those things that I guess is more so in general for starseed, but I find that for avians, because we look at things from the higher perspective. A lot of the times, right? A lot of the times we look at things sort of like this. This can cause some challenges in, of course, human social dynamics, because we are not always that easily understood because we are so like different energetically. But it's just that it's just a different perspective, right? And it can be really hard sometimes if we have to deal with those that are not on our wavelength, because we do need positivity around us, right? We do need the same, human connection that everyone else needs, right? Like we want to definitely enjoy our lifetime on here and make a meaningful difference. It's important for us avians to see things for the way they are, because I find that for a lot of us, because we see things from a higher perspective and from the bigger picture, we can sort of always be in this, oh, but this is how things could be, and this is what we might want from things, but we really have to learn to take our ego away from that. So even though generally starseeds, we are pretty good at, ditching our ego or like pushing it to the side in most cases, I find that for us, because we are so dedicated to transformation, because we are so dedicated to bringing our vision into the world, we are visionaries after all, it's important for us to also remember to kind of take a step back sometimes, and not give people what they're not ready to hear, because sometimes that can also happen. We might be giving some piece of information, some message a little bit too soon. If they're not ready for it, it can be kind of shocking to their system, if that makes sense. If that does happen, I don't think that's something to feel guilty about or to feel bad about, because deep down everything comes in its right timing. Leading on to that, I find that the way we perceive time is very interesting. It's something that we can tap into in a whole different way than a lot of other beings in this universe can. It's kind of the same as with Andromedans, because they are so multidimensional that they can easily tap into different levels of time. But with Avians, it's more about that 0 point, being in that infinite source flow type of way. Our sort of presence is very much that sort of a pillar of light, just standing still, It is more about flowing with the energies rather than worrying about time. And I find that for us, because freedom is a big deal for us, it can be sometimes a bit challenging to limit ourselves or put ourselves into different structures or boxes. Like that's gonna be really unfavorable for us, because we want to be able to explore and we want to be able to, be free and fly free like a bird. Chirp, chirp. That's kind of the main advice that I sort of have for the Avians. Thank you so much for watching, and see you later.